Hello and welcome everybody to another one of Protecte Academy's LinkedIn Live events. We know it's been a while. Thank you so much for joining us. And also, thank you and welcome to everyone who's going to be watching the recorded format of this webinar. We'll just begin in another, say, 30 seconds. Let more people pour in. And once that happens, we'll be commencing. And Mr. Love Johar is with us today, so really excited to have him on board. And yeah, let's wait for another 30 seconds and then start. Till then, get some tea, coffee, get some snacks. Put in your earphones if you're driving. Please drive safe, and we'll start in just a moment.
Are we good, Ghazal?
Yeah, definitely. Would you like to
Yeah,
net? Yeah,
sure.
perfect.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining this webinar. I would like to first of all thank Mr. Subhashi Naha for giving me this opportunity to present on this platform. Thank you so much, sir. And I'm presenting on behalf of Protecte Academy. So today we'll understand the importance and benefits of pursuing ISO 27001 LI certification. So, first of all, let us understand what is the difference between LI and LA. Many people have confusions there. Okay, whether we should do LI first, whether we should do LA first, which certification do we need to go for? Right? Many people have doubts there. Many people have, things like, does this have to be certified by a certification body, or do we need a certification authority for that, or do I need to have a IRCA certification or things like that? So let me try to clarify one thing upfront only, that for LI, you do not need any certification. Okay, there is no certification required for LI certification. The only thing that you need is knowledge and understanding, okay, of how to implement this standard, right? Which is very tough to get, actually, because it is not easy. It involves a lot of effort. It involves a lot of documentation. You might have heard it involves a lot of policy creations. It involves a lot of risk management needs to be done. Governance, risk and compliance, all concepts actually apply when we talk about ISO 27001. So if you are thinking about going for ISO 27001 lead implementer certification, always look for knowledge, right? From where you can get the subject matter expertise. That should be your area of concern, first of all. And who is the target audience for this? The target audience for this is basically anybody who is, first of all, trying to switch into the GRC domain. Okay, if you are trying to switch into the GRC domain, you want to enter into cyber security, this is your platform. Okay, because ISO 27001 definitely gives you a great startup in terms of understanding the information security framework, how it is deployed in an organization, what are the things that you need to follow, what are the risk management, risk assessment approaches, how you need to do internal audit, each and everything it covers, right? So you need to understand from that perspective. Okay, that is one type of target audience we want to enter into the cyber security. Yesterday somebody called me from HR domain also. He was having an experience of 4 to 5 years in HR, and he was asking me whether I can go for GRC domain or not. So definitely, if you are from a different background, also if you are from a different skill set, it doesn't requires any high level technical knowledge. Nobody will ask you to configure firewalls in this case. Li is not about that. Okay, Li is basically understanding your approach towards maintaining an ISMS and continuously improving it within an organization. This is the main focus area of ISO 27001 lead implementation. Okay, you need to create an ISMS, you need to maintain an ISMS, you need to continually improve an ISMS. We'll discuss more on that in the upcoming slides, but this is just to give you a head start. Okay, what is ISO 27001 all about? Okay, so make sure you understand that. And again, anybody who is a fresher can attend this training. Okay, anybody who is an experienced professional already in the cybersecurity domain, working in a different category altogether. For example, somebody called me yesterday, she was working in access control domain. Definitely you can go for GRC domain also, because if you have already experience of 4 to 5 years in access control, definitely you can get more exposure. Okay, more understanding in terms of what is there in GRC, what is there in ISO 27001, why is this framework so important, why does all the companies run after ISO 27001, why it's so widely used, right? You need to think about all these things. Okay, so start from this approach, start from this perspective of getting hands-on knowledge. That is this main perspective of this training. Why are we launching this course? Is basically hands-on training, because everything you will be doing, okay, everything you will be doing, policy creation, okay, everything, each and everything, risk management, risk assessment, everything, okay, internal audit also, each and everything you will be performing, right? So when you will be performing these things, trust me, it is not easy. First of all, it is not easy, right? Once you do it, you'll make mistakes. Next time you'll do it, you will again make mistakes. But this is a journey, guys. This is how we learn, this is how we progress. Okay, so that's why I want you to join us in this journey, and let us begin this LI certification. Okay, so what is ISO 27001? All of us might be aware of that already. It's a global recognized standard, very important information security framework. Anybody, anybody, whether it's a startup company, okay, or it's an established organization, okay, anybody can go for ISO 27001. Okay, it's applicable across all industries, okay, any sector, any department size, people having companies having two persons only, to companies having 20,000 employees also can go for this certification, right? So there is no such criteria as to who can go for the certification or not, right? So that is one thing. Okay, and ISO is basically recognized already for having global standard, globalized standards which you can implement in your organization, right? And you can easily get certified also with that. So why companies go for ISO 27001 is they want to make sure that they stand out from the crowd, right? Because let's say you have opened a startup of, let's say, 100 people. Okay, I got a call 1 month ago from a company in Mumbai where they're having a 80 to 100 people company, travel company. It was a startup company. They wanted to implement ISO 27001. So why a company who's just opened up 1 month ago want to go for ISO 27001, right? Because they want to establish their presence in the market, that they are taking care of the customer data, they are taking it seriously. Okay, they want to make sure that people understand the importance and criticality of confidentiality, integrity, and availability, right? So that's why this ISO 27001 is becoming very popular day by day, and across the globe. It's not over in not only in India. I'm seeing people contacting me all across the globe. Okay, I have clients from Australia, I have clients from UAE. Many different people are coming to me for trainings, right? So that's where this important needs to be understood, right? So as I already mentioned, the objective is to establish, implement, maintain, and continually improve the ISMS, and provide a framework for managing security controls. Okay, this is why we implement ISO 27001. So, what is the role of a lead implementer now? You must be thinking, okay, why do we go for lead implementer course? So, lead implementer is basically responsible for designing and managing an ISMS. Basically, you will be the designing, you will be the person who will be designing the whole platform, right? Everything you will be doing from the starting. You will be leading a team, right? It will be a complete team that you will be having, and you will be making sure that ISO 27001 complies with all the standards there. What are the standards? There are different standards out there. For example, you might have GDPR, you might have HIPAA, different standards already, right? So you need to make sure that you comply with them while ISO 27001 certification is there. And definitely you lead the implementation and continual improvement of ISMS, right? That's why you are there as a lead implementer. Okay, so now when I say role of a lead implementer, definitely one thing you need to be very much confident about is you need to have subject matter expertise of ISO 27001. Okay, this thing you need to have, and only one thing can get you subject matter expertise, which is hands-on experience. hands on. Okay, until and unless you'll have a hands-on experience, until and unless you will do it from your own hands, nothing else will work. Okay, I'm saying this from experience. I have implemented ISO in different companies. I know how it works. I know how it lays out when you actually have the clients in front of you. When you walk in the room, how it feels if you don't have the understanding. Trust me, okay, it is very embarrassing if you don't have the understanding, the basic know-how, right? So that's why I'm saying anybody who wants to have a complete subject matter expertise, this is your platform, right? And the responsibilities definitely are only somehow limited here, but it's very very wide. It's not only limited to these four, bullet points that we see here. Definitely risk assessment, enforcing policies, creating policies, making sure the policies are approved by the management, training and guiding teams on information security practices. But again, these are very limited. Okay, these are not the complete responsibilities. When you go to the implementation, there are many more responsibilities that you get as a lead implementer. We'll discuss more if you join the course side. All this will be discussed in the course. And what is the end result? What is the impact? Why does companies want to implement this? Definitely because they want to strengthen their organization's defense against cyber attacks. Why it is important? Because nowadays you already hear about a lot of different cyber attacks every now and they are happening, right? So you need to have some sort of a defense mechanism. Otherwise, if you don't have a security framework, you don't have a shield, right? You don't have, you're not protected against any sort of attacks which are happening out there. It's as simple as that. So when we talk about the core clauses of ISO 27001, and guys, please feel free to ask any questions for whatever stuff I am covering right now. Okay, you can add in your questions in the comment section. Okay, any questions that you have in terms of ISO 27001, feel free to add. Okay, in the comment section, I'll try to answer in the end in the Q&A section, right? Or in between also, if Ghazal permits me, right? So I'll do that. And coming back to the core clauses now, what are the core clauses? So ISO is mainly divided, ISO 27001 is mainly divided into two sections. One is the core clauses part, and second is the annex A controls. These are the only two core categories of ISO 27001, which actually revolves around the whole standard, right? So most of the people get confused here, and many people are very much comfortable here. Okay, I'll tell you why. So controls are nothing but safeguards which are implemented in order to reduce the risk, right? It's as simple as that. This is called information security controls. Nothing but four categories are there: organizational controls, people controls, physical controls, and technological controls. Okay, you can apply them as per the risk assessment results that you get at the end of the day. Okay, you do risk assessment, and as per the risk assessment, the treatment that you perform, after that you select the treatment that you perform, and as per the risk treatment, if you want to mitigate, if you want to go for mitigation, you apply the controls. As simple as that. It's not the tough area. Tough area is here: core clauses. Why are these clauses like this? And what is the importance of these clauses? People are not able to understand, because these are not written in very easy to understand layman language. First of all, okay, these are written in different language, because it is written in different language as a implementation language, because this language will be read by auditors who are actually auditing the standard. They want to understand these are the requirements of the standard, right? So that's why these are written in a different format. So these clauses give you the requirements of the standard. Okay, so we need to understand what is the importance of each and every clause. First of all, why they are important, why clause 4 is, why we are starting from the context of the organization, that you need to understand. Okay, from the organization perspective, why is it so important to start the standard from an organization perspective? Why can't we simply go to the operation side and start implementing the controls? What is wrong with that? Okay, that we need to understand. Okay, it gives you an approach, it gives you an idea how to start the implementation. Okay, so it's a cycle called PDCA: plan, do, check, and act. It's a cycle, right? It gives you a cycle. This is called a Deming cycle, right? So ISO 27001 gives you a cycle. You plan for it first. You understand the organization, the context of the organization, why we are doing it, what are the internal and external issues of the organization, what are the interested parties, are there any regulations that the organization needs to follow, are there any different sort of sensitive information that the organization is dealing with. All these things you need to understand first. What is the organization culture like? Are people following the policies, or are the policies just a another document that you are creating? All this you need to understand. You need to understand the organization, organization structure, roles and responsibilities. How is the organization working inherently? What are the organizational strategic visions? where is the business heading in the next 5 years. You need to understand that. Only then you will be able to implement ISO 27001 with the business objectives. Otherwise, you will be losing the game, right? Because the objective here is not to implement ISO 27001. The objective here is to implement ISO 27001 along with the business objectives, so that you can help the business, so that you can actually help the business achieve their objectives with information security also, hand in hand. That is the objective here. Okay, so make sure that you understand that. Okay, that's why context of the organization is very important. That's why leadership, leadership support is very important. Leadership, has to play a very vital role here. If the management of the company, if the senior management of the company is not convinced with this approach of ISO 27001, if they are not happy with this implementation, it will not succeed no matter how much hard you try. It is a top to bottom framework. Okay, it is a top to bottom. It works like that. If the top people are not happy with this implementation, nobody at the bottom will follow. It's simple as that. Okay, they have to be in complete agreement with you. They have to be ready to sponsor the project. They have to be in alignment with this project. They have to be ready to understand the objectives of this project. Only then it will become a success, guys. That's why ISO lays it like that. Very nice framework. Okay, but only for someone who understands this. Many people are not able to understand the clauses. Okay, then you go for planning. Then you plan for risk assessment, risk management. You never go for risk management directly straight away. You plan for the methodology first. You understand the method, which method will we use. Oh, some people use asset based, some people use process based, different methods out there. You need to plan for the method first. Okay, then you understand the support, what all support you will needing, right? What all different resources, competency, what all support you will be needing for the implementation, right? Then you go for, in the operation, you go for the actual risk assessment and risk management. This is where you actually perform that. And in clause 9 you do the checking. Actually, you basically performance evaluation, you perform the internal auditing here. You understand, okay, what I have done is basically working or not. You perform the internal audits here. Okay, then at the end you go for the act, you go for continual improvement. This is a cycle, guys. Okay, everything will be definitely told in much detail when we actually go for the main course, but just to give you an overall understanding, right? So this is the structure of ISO 27001. Okay, as I mentioned already, all these phases which you see from starting till here are coming under the plan stage. This is your plan stage. This is the plan stage. Okay, and here you have the do stage. This is your do stage where you have the operation side. Then you have the check stage, and here you have the act stage. And this is a repetitive cycle, guys. It's not only a one time exercise. This cycle keeps on repeating, right? So you start from the context of the organization, you go for leadership, you go for planning, you go for support, then operation, then performance evaluation, then improvement, and then again go back to, once you have identified all the things that need to improve, again you go back to the context of the organization. Why you need to go back again is because by the time you have done this exercise, something or the other has changed, guys. Business is changing every day, isn't it? Sometimes we are acquiring the other businesses, sometimes we are merging as a business, sometimes we are laying off people, sometimes we are laying off departments. There are changes happening in the business every now and then, right? So the context of the organization is changing very rapidly, so we need to make sure that we understand that. Okay, that's why it's a recursive cycle. Okay, so that's why it's a recursive approach. You need to be very mindful of that, right? So this is how the entire structure works in. And definitely this is only a high level view that I can give at this moment. But definitely if you have any questions, you can ask me for this. And this is how the entire implementation project actually goes. Okay, when you actually go for implementation, I wanted to give you some sort of high level overview how exactly the project happens in the real time, because this is a implementation project checklist, a live checklist which you are able to see in front of you. And this is how you go for the project. Okay, you initiate the project, you have a project sponsor who will help you to initiate the project. Then you basically, the first thing that you do is you conduct management awareness session. Okay, you make sure that your management is understanding what are the objectives of implementation. Okay, you make sure that you understand that. Okay, and again, each and everything over will be led by the lead implementer. Each and everything over here will be led by the lead implementer. That's why you understand the criticality of having subject matter expertise here. If even one of these tasks are not clear to you as a lead implementer, understand the type of impact that it can give to the organization as well as to your career. Okay, that's why these trainings are very important, because until and unless you'll do it from your own hands, trust me guys, there is no other way actually. I have tried everything myself. There is no other way. You need to do from your hands only. That will only work, because at the end of the day you will be alone leading a team over there, right? So then you go for secure management commitment. You need to, again, as I said, management has to be committed. Otherwise, there's no way you can actually implement this project, because people follow what management do. Okay, management have to actually walk the talk. That's the only approach how it will work. And then you need to understand the organization. I already mentioned you that. And after that, you need to define the scope. Scoping is very important. In the starting, you need to define the scope. And why do we need to define the scope is to understand what all information do I need to cover. Okay, what is the critical information, what all information do I need to cover. Okay, what all processes does the information has, what all department does this information includes, what all information is there that is included as a part of the scope. That's why definition of scope in the beginning only is very important, guys. Okay, once you have the scope, then you are confident on what needs to be done. You have the boundary. Scope is nothing but the boundary. It gives you a direction, okay, where you need to go for. And once you have the scope, once you have the boundary, then you go for it, right? Then you conduct the gap assessment. You understand what all is there already, what all is missing. Simple performing gap assessment, identifying the threats and vulnerabilities, going for risk assessment here. Okay, simple development statement of applicability, going for risk treatment. Okay, rest of the steps are simple. The main thing is how you start the project. The main thing is whether the management is on board or not. In most of the companies this is actually challenging. Okay, that's why I'm again and again emphasizing on the role of management and understanding the organizational context, because this is missing in most of the implementation that I have seen, right? I'm talking from experience. Okay, the rest of the parts, implementation of controls, is a cakewalk. Trust me, it's not difficult. The difficulty is to understand the organizational context. Why we are implementing in this business? Why does the business needs this? Okay, how ISO 27001 will basically help the business achieve its objective. This is where we need to focus on, more or less, right? And this, if this is the focus area, definitely you will succeed. If the focus area is only to go for ISO 27001 implementation, it's not the right approach. If you are only there to implement ISO 27001, it's not the right approach. You need to help the business. That should be your objective. Okay. Ghazal, do we have any questions so far?
Hi, love. Yes, we have a lot of questions. Should I put them on the screen?
Yeah, go ahead. I think
I'll
I
read
would
this
like to
out
take
to you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so the first question was by Ahmad, and he's writing to us from YouTube. He's asking if it's covering PCI DSS, the training and everything.
We'll slightly touch upon PCI DSS if you want, Ahmed. I'll give you an overview of PCI DSS, but PCI DSS definitely is a different framework altogether. As you understand, we have time limitation. We are already giving 60 hours of in-depth training. And beyond that, I don't think it will be possible to cover PCI DSS in depth completely. But definitely an overview of PCI DSS will be there if you want.
All right, great. So while Ahmed types out his response to your answer, let's go to Tejas. So Tejas is asking, what is clause 1, 2, and 3, and why are we starting from clause 4?
Very good, Tejas. I was hoping somebody could ask this question, because definitely in all of the batches this comes, and very good knowledgeable question. This is nothing wrong that you have asked. So clause 1, 2, and 3 are only giving us a reference of this standard. What is this standard about? Okay, what are the terms and definition uses in the standard? It is giving us an overview. Actual clauses the auditors will check you will start from clause 4 to 10 only, and this is clearly mentioned in clause number 2. If you read the standard, right, what exactly the auditors will check, it is clearly mentioned in clause number 1 and 2. Okay, so that is only a reference of the standard. It is not the standard itself. The standard itself starting from clause 4 to 10. These are the only 7 clauses that you need to take care about. Okay, these are the requirements clauses. Okay, and one way to identify the requirement clauses is to help you, Tejas, is to actually find out the shall statements. You will not find any shall statements in clause 0, 1, 2, 3. There are actually 4 clauses there: 0, 1, 2, 3. There are no shall statements there. Shall statements start from clause 4 only. Okay, so you need to understand the requirements. Yeah, go on, Kazal.
All right, great answer. Thank you so much for that. Now we have Anand Kumar, and he's asking how long the ISO 27001 certificate valid for the company.
3 years is the
Serving.
validity. Yeah, 3 years is the validity of the company, Anand Kumar. And every year you have surveillance audits. Okay, you have reviews. Every year's certification body will come to you as a surveillance audit. They'll check your documentation. They'll check whether your ISMS is performing as you mentioned in the beginning or not, because that's where the catch is, right? People do a lot of good stuff at the beginning of the certification, and after 1 year everybody forgets about that. That's where they have surveillance audits in place. They check whether the security objectives that you set are actually met or not, whether you are going in the right direction or not. Everything they will be checking in the surveillance audit. And after 2 years, for 2 years there are surveillance audits. In the third year you need to go for recertification. That's how it is. The certification is valid for 3 years.
All right, awesome, awesome. So Ahmed has some more questions from YouTube. So
Mhm.
after implementation, the organization can get certified in ISO 27001. And he's also asking how do they get certified? How does the organization get certified, I think.
So certification bodies are there, Ahmed. Definitely, certification bodies send their auditors to the organizations for getting them certified. But it's not actually there are reviews which happen. Okay, there's stage one audit, stage two audit. There are different levels of audit which happens. So in stage one audit, they'll basically check all your documentation, whether your documentation is intact or not, right? And if your documentation is intact in the stage one audit, then definitely they'll go forward with the stage two audit. Then they'll start to review the in-depth stuff, whether what you have actually mentioned in the controls, are you doing that or not. That's how it is. Implementation only doesn't mean you will get certified or not. Sometimes companies have major non-conformities also. So it is not for sure that if you have implemented you will get certified. It depends upon, again, as I mentioned in the beginning, how you have implemented, whether you have taken care of all the clauses or not, whether you have taken care of the management approvals or not, whether you have done as per ISO 27001 requirement standard or not. These are the things that they will be checking for, Ahmed. Okay.
All right, great, great. And also Tejas and Anand Kumar say thanks to you for your response.
Okay.
We have another question. So Yasser from LinkedIn is asking, how is your training different from other trainings?
I already mentioned it 10 times, Yasser, but again, I'll mention it one time more for you. Nobody else in the entire, Google world, if I can say, I've searched myself also, in Google. Nobody is providing you hands-on training. Nobody is providing you a platform where you can learn by doing by yourself. Okay. So this is the only platform that you have where you can implement the clauses. It will be like a real-time world experience, right? Like doing in an organization. It's like a OJT that you are getting, right? So it's a one-time opportunity. There's no other shop out there who is actually providing this, to be honest.
Awesome, awesome, great. Also, Ahmed says thanks. He's happy with the answer. Then
Yeah.
we have Anand Kumar again from LinkedIn, and he's asking how often quality policy can be changed if it is prolonged for years. And auditors ask, can we change?
See, quality policy or any other policy that you have, the change depends upon the requirement of the business, right? As I already mentioned, Anand Kumar. If there is a change in the business, definitely your policies need to change. For example, if I have an information security policy also, it can't go for 3 years, right? Definitely, if there are changes in the business, as I mentioned, you need to revise the policy. That's why you have policy owners. That's why you have document owners, right? We'll discuss all this in the course. That's why you assign roles and responsibilities to people whose job is to make sure that whatever you are asking right now is done properly or not. Because if there are changes, definitely it needs to be done. You don't have to wait for an year also. Sometimes I have seen policies changes in quarterly also. It happens because of business changes. You can't stop that, right?
Right, right, great. Okay, so Yasser is happy with the answer, and I think you can go on. I will keep you apprised if we have any more questions.
Very good. I'm happy with the questions, guys. Keep on asking more and more questions. See, I'm here for you guys. The more and more questions you will ask, definitely you will be learning, and I'll be also sharing my knowledge. So definitely ask more and more questions, and we'll definitely take it forward. You need to be clear after attending this webinar. What is Protecte providing out there, which is different from the other? Okay, that's the one thing that I am here for. Okay.
Yes, guys, absolutely. Keep posting your questions. I will be putting them on the screen, and Mr. Johar will be taking them one by one.
Thank you.
All right, please continue.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll go back. So now coming back to the organizational benefits, why do we need to implement ISO? already I think I have shed some light on this, but again I'll go on. Commitment to the information security. Definitely, if the organization is going for ISO 27001 LI certification, it's not something easy to do with. I'll be completely honest with you. For an organization who is having 80 to 100 people also, it takes around 3 to 4 months for this implementation to be done. So it's not an easy thing. It needs a lot of effort and energy, right? So if an organization is putting a lot of money, effort and energy in some place, definitely you need to, it shows that the management is committed towards information security, right? Because they are spending in the right place. They want to make sure that whatever customer data that they have is secured, right? They want to make sure that whatever they are doing in the right direction as per the information security approach, as per the information security framework out there, right? They want to be very sure of that. Okay. And aligning with the global best practices, because I already mentioned this is the global standard, okay, followed across the globe. There's no other, I haven't seen any country where this is banned or something. This is actually used across the globe and widely used, I would say. This is the most widely used standard that I have seen so far. Okay. So you need to be very conscious about that. You can understand the depth and the approach of this standard across the globe. Okay. It reduces the risk of breaches and fines, definitely, because once you have a complete implemented standard, and if it is implemented in the right way, again I would say you need to have subject matter expertise. Okay. You can't just simply go on and create a bunch of documents. It's not creating a bunch of documents, it's not implementing ISO. It needs to be making sure that you're aligning with the business. Okay. And if you are aligning with the business goals and objective, if you are implementing in the right direction, definitely you'll reduce the risk of breaches and fines, because definitely you're implementing the right controls then. Okay. Don't consider this implementation as a set of documentation, right? Many people get afraid and they say me that, love, so many policies you want us to create, so many risk assessments you want us to do. Why it is important? It is important for your experience. Okay. It is not important as a part of implementation, because implementation, definitely you need to do it already. If you won't do it, you won't get certified. It's as simple as that. But the more you will do it, it's for your experience, it's for your understanding, right? It's how it will help you as an implementer, right? That's why I make you do that. Okay. And yeah, again, aligning with the business goals and objectives. If you are going in a wrong direction, definitely I'll point you that this is not the direction that you need to go. Okay. Many people come to me, they implement clause 4. Okay. They mention the needs and expectation of interested parties. They mention the internal and external issues of the organization, but they don't do it properly. They don't do it as per the organization. They do it in a very generic manner. So I go back to them, I tell them this is not the right approach. You need to do it properly. You need to do it for the organization for which you are implementing. Trust me, guys, if somebody is able to understand clause 4 only, rest of the standard is a cakewalk. I can tell you that. Okay. Most of the people are confused with clause 4 only. They don't know what needs to be done in clause 4. 4.1 has different expectations, 4.2 has different expectations, 4.3 wants to define the scope. Half of the population doesn't know how to define a scope. Many people have confusions there, and the scope needs to be aligned with 4.2 and 4.1. This is again something that people don't understand, how it can be aligned with 4.1 and 4.2. That's what I'm saying. Clause 4 only, if somebody can understand, he can definitely become a subject matter expert. Okay. So that's the beauty of ISO. Okay. It's so much in depth if you really go for it and understanding, right? I've spent a lot of years, guys. That's why I'm able to speak like that. It's not like it has been around 8 to 10 years now. I have been teaching ISO. Okay. That's why I'm able to teach like that. Okay. So definitely building credibility with clients, partners, and stakeholders. You'll be standing out in the market. I already, I showed you about that, because definitely people will stand. We will see that you have implemented ISO 27001. You will get a certification also for that. Okay, and it will be definitely a market differentiator. Okay, regulatory and legal requirements definitely will be met, because most of the clauses that you see, okay, and most of the controls that you see are actually same. Okay, when you go for any of the implementations, once we will go for the implementations, I will show you how it maps with the NIST controls also, how it maps with the PCI DSS controls also, how some of the controls also map with HIPAA also. So definitely it will help you somehow or the other to easily achieve the regulatory and legal requirements as well. Okay. Benefits of ISO. Okay, I think we've already covered that. No need to again delve into that, but again, if you really want to go for the course, you want to become an SME and position yourself as an expert in the ISMS, this is your time now. Okay. And definitely people who are looking forward to come into the cybersecurity domain, join the GRC domain, this is your time now. Okay, we'll discuss in the next slide how it is aligned with the GRC as well, but this is definitely a good startup for GRC. If definitely somebody is looking for a risk profile out there, if somebody is looking as a risk security analyst out there, all these roles are there which will help you. ISO 27001 will help you land into. Okay, all these profiles are out there. Okay, and definitely your employability will be increased, it's no doubt about that. Okay, and once you start to implement as a lead implementer, you will be also able to understand how to lead teams, how to manage the products. It will also add to your project management experience as well. Okay, so again, this is something that we have already discussed: deeper understanding of ISMS, risk management, increasing quality professionals to manage information security, playing a vital role in protecting sensitive data, organizational assets. Organizational assets are something that we need to be primarily focused about while doing the implementation. We need to understand what all assets are there. Most of the people don't know how to identify the assets. Identification of the assets is a very difficult part. Okay, everyone knows that asset is anything that is of value to the company, but when I will give you a live case study, trust me, you will not be able to identify the assets. It's not that easy. Okay, many people say that asset is nothing but people, process, and technology. Yes, it is easy to say like that, but trust me, it is very difficult when you do it on the live platform. Okay, that's why I'm again and again focusing on a hands-on approach, because I have seen people stuck on these things. I have seen people actually not able to do this. That's why I'm highlighting you where you will actually get stuck once you implement ISO 27001 as a lead implementer. Okay, and these are from experience. Nobody else will tell you that. Okay. So now coming to the GRC alignment of ISO 27001, how it is aligned with the GRC. Okay, governance, risk, and compliance is very popular nowadays. Okay, so definitely governance framework is out there. Okay, you have security policies, because for governance you need to have a security policy framework. Otherwise, there is no other way you can drive governance in any organization. For driving the governance, you need security policies in place. It goes hand in hand. There is no other way out there. Okay, this goes hand in hand. And definitely once you have governance in place, okay, you have clear policies, you have integrated them into all the processes of the organization, you have good governance in the process out there, then you go for risk management. Okay, you understand the whether there is a risk based approach which is actually followed in the company or not. Okay, whether you are able to implement the risk assessment properly or not, whether you are able to identify all the risks. There are many risks out there. Okay, I have seen that sometimes people actually get a lot of issues in the risk assessment approach also. They are confused with the terms also: risk assessment, risk management, risk analysis, risk evaluation. There are a lot of terms out there, right? Risk appetite. Okay, risk tolerance. What do all these terms mean? Many people are confused here also, I see in my batches, right? So all this we will cover definitely in depth in 1 hour. I can't tell you about all this, but yeah, as a SME, if you want to become somebody who is an expert in this area, definitely you need to be understanding about each and every term of here. Okay, otherwise it will be very difficult. And we talk about compliance. Definitely, I've already mentioned that it will help you in terms of compliance, because GDPR, HIPAA, all these controls are mapping actually with these compliances, right? So when you implement ISO 27001, you can say that half of your implementation of the other standards are already done. Okay, we'll see that more again in the course that we'll do, but I can give you a clear mapping of this. If you really implement ISO 27001 properly, half of the other implementations are already done. Okay, and definitely ISO 27001 gives you a great starting point, and governance, risk, and compliance. If you really want to join this domain, I think this is your head start, guys. And you don't have to be a technical person. As I said, somebody from HR called me last night. Somebody from somebody who was in the final years of their engineering also called me. As students also called me, they are also ready to join it. So it's not like you need some sort of background for this. Okay, you need to be slightly technical, which I think all of us are nowadays. It's not a rocket science, right? So that's it that you need. And definitely one thing that you need is, again and again, I'm completely emphasizing, is on hands-on and practical training. Without this, if you only go for theory, nobody can help you become a lead implementer. Trust me. No matter how many 5-day trainings you attend in the companies, people who have attended these 5-day trainings are coming to me back again and again, because they're not able to understand these 5-day trainings. Trust me, they are not helpful. Okay, I have been there myself. Okay, so now going for the case study, uh, financial services company. Before going to the case study, Ghazal, any questions so far?
Yes, yes, we have some questions. Okay, so Bhuvan from LinkedIn is asking, is it IRCA empaneled?
So, Bhuvan, I mentioned in the beginning also, for lead implementation, you do not need a IRCA certification empanelment at all. For lead auditor certification, definitely you need that. And why you need that, I'll also tell you, is because you need to sign on reports, the reports of the companies where you audit, right? That's where you need to mention your serial number of the certification. That's why it is important. As a lead implementer, you do not need any sort of IRCA, certification and all. It's only needed for auditing. And Ghazal already mentioned that people who will join us for the auditing course, we will get them in panel, right, Ghazal?
Right, right, absolutely.
Yeah. Anything
So
else?
the next question,
Yeah.
yeah, next question again, Anand Kumar. First of all, thank you so much, Anand, for your interaction. This is really great.
Yeah, it has been helpful. It has been helpful, Anand.
Right,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, so he's asking for a software company, ISO standard is different, and for production unit, it is a different ISO. So it's more of
definitely.
a statement, I think. Yeah,
Definitely. Your understanding is absolutely right, Anand. Different businesses have different ISO implementations. It will not be the same for a healthcare company as for a financial company. It will definitely be same. The approaches will be same. The directions will be same. The risk assessments will be different. Everything will be different. Depending upon the business, it will differ. Definitely. It will not be the same for all the businesses. That's why I said in the beginning also, if you implement in one sector of the business, you understand a different learning. If you implement in a healthcare industry, you understand something else of ISO. And if you actually implement in the manufacturing unit, you will understand all the different aspects of ISO which you never even thought about in the healthcare sector. So that's the beauty of ISO. The different sectors you go, it changes. It's not the same at all.
right. And I believe in this course, we'll also be covering different use cases for different sectors and all
Yes,
of those.
yes, yes. See, Ghazal, I think I would again emphasize on one thing. The main factor is not theoretical knowledge and understanding about all these industries, right? People know that already. What people want to do
Absolutely.
is something hands-on, right? They want to create policies. They want to do risk assessment. They want to find out what we need to do in clause 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, right? That approach we are providing here.
Right, right. And it's also making them job ready.
Yes, absolutely. Because once you have implemented it, you can easily answer the interviewer questions, right? Because interview will ask you like that. Okay, what do you understand by 4.1? Okay, what have you done in 4.1? But if somebody has only attended the 5 day classes, you can't answer that because you haven't done anything. You're just sitting there, attended an 8 hour course, like anything. Okay, you won't be able to answer.
Right, right. Absolutely, absolutely. You're bringing a lot of value into this training. Definitely. Okay, let's go to the next question. So, Ahmad again from YouTube. Again, thank you so much, Ahmad, for your questions. So, he's asking, how is it different from CISM?
A very good question, Ahmed. Definitely very knowledgeable question that you have asked here. And CISM is the next level to ISO 27001, I would say, because in ISO 27001, you will understand the basic aspects of how management works. What is the role of management in driving the GRC effort, right? Like I told you, the management importance. If they are not, happy with the implementation, definitely nobody can help you, with going ahead. So once you understand the approach of the management in ISO 27001, that will give you a great head start when you go for CISM, because CISM again is a management level certification, right? You understand the security management part over there. So definitely, if you understand the role of the management in ISO 27001, it will give you a great head start there. Otherwise, everything you will be learning from the scratch. It will be a double work, I would say. And moreover, again, from an implementation of a framework point of view, CISM will not be able to help you. Only ISO 27001 is the framework that you can implement in any organization that you go across your career.
Absolutely. So, this becomes like a good foundation as well.
Yes, yes.
Great, great. So, Anand has another question. If NC comes in ISO, till how many days that needs to be closed any specific period?
Very good. I was assuming somebody would ask this also. Thank you so much, Anand. You are actually asking the same famous questions that everybody asks me in my batches. So it depends upon the non-conformity. If it's a minor non-conformity, even the certification body will not stop you with the certification. If it is a major non-conformity, usually they give you around 30 to 45 days to resolve it. That's how it is.
All right, great, great. By the way, Bhuvan, Anand, and Ahmed are really happy with the answers. So we have another question from YouTube by Alok Thakur. So he's asking what all things are covered additionally in ISO 27001 LA certification, lead auditor.
First, yeah, first of all, Alok, you'll be surprised that many people directly go for LA certification. I actually am quite against this approach, to be honest, because unless and until you have implemented something, how can you audit that? Let's be honest. And half of my students, I have around 80 to 90 students in my batches, around 30 to 40 of them are LA certified already. You would be quite surprised to know that, because they got ISO LA certification first and they're not sure how to go for ISO LI. So that's my humble request to all of you out there who are watching this video. You need to understand the implementation first, then go for LA. Do not go for LA directly. People do that to save money, people do that to save effort. Do not do that. It will hit you in the long term. Trust me. Okay, don't do that. Follow a proper structured approach. There is a reason why ISO created LI. If that would be the case, ISO would have only created LA certification, right? So think about that. Okay. And definitely, Alok, to answer your questions, all the things that we'll be doing in the ISO 27001 lead implementation course, you will be auditing them as an auditor in the LA certification course. Each and every clause will be having some findings that you will be doing as an auditor. Okay, that's how it is. And you will be going as an external auditor as from the certification body. You will be projected as a person who will be actually auditing the implementation, to answer your question.
All right, great, great. Thank you so much. Everybody is happy with the answers. So I think you can go ahead with the case study.
Okay, okay. Just before I go on, Ghazal, do you mind showing me what all takeaways are they getting? I think some of them would be excited, right?
Yeah, yeah. Would you like to switch your screen and show them? They'll be
I'll
getting a
just show them.
checklist and some
Yeah, yeah.
case studies.
Let me
Yeah.
let me just show you guys, whoever is whoever is attending this webinar and asking many questions, Anand Kumar, people like Anand Kumar. So definitely you will get these quick takeaways from here. So these are some quick implementation checklists that Protecte has been really helpful for us to create, and they have created very nice checklists. These are very long checklists, but very useful checklists. They have actually step by step approaches of how to implement ISO 27001. Okay, so these are very helpful. Okay, you will get them as a takeaway. Okay, these are very long checklists, so I'm just giving you an overview out there. Okay, defining the ISMS scope, how it needs to be done. So a Protecti team has put in a lot of effort in making these documentations for you, and these are very easy to implement, hands-on checklists. You can simply follow them, and it's a cakewalk for you. Okay, just to give you a complete overview of the implementation, right? So it's a quick takeaway for you. And apart from that, we have the access control policy also for a sample healthcare provider case study that we'll be sending out to you, so that you can have a complete understanding about how to write access control policy. It will give you an idea on that. And after that, you have the acceptable use policy template also. So these are some templates that we'll be sharing along. If you are registered, I think, Ghazal, they have to be registered for that, right?
Right. They have to be registered for that. And I'm flashing the number on the screen. You can just reach out to us, say hi, and let us know you were in the webinar and send us your email address in case we already don't have it. And we'll be sending these materials across to you on your email. And
Yeah,
again, as a thank you for joining us for the event.
yeah. And keep on asking questions, guys. I need more questions, to be honest, because I want to clear your doubts. That's why I'm here. Otherwise, this time will not be helpful for me also, right? Keep on asking questions. So now coming to a case study where we have a financial company, okay, Fingard, a mid-sized financial firm, okay, managing some thousands of clients, having sensitive financial data, okay, including investment information, financial records, personal identifiable information. But definitely, when the business grows, it will definitely have more and more risks, data breaches, non-compliance, and alignment with regulations and all. Okay, and definitely it can harm in terms of large financial fines if the information security is not handled properly. Then it will definitely become an issue, right? So that's how they decided, since they have many security incidents, they decided to actually go for to reduce the risk, they need to implement a ISMS, right? They made a decision about implementing ISO 27001 in the organization, because they actually wanted to get rid of all these issues that they were having. So now when they went for ISO 27001 accreditation, okay, they employed a lead implementer, definitely, who had the certification of lead implementer. And the LI was accountable for conducting comprehensive risk assessment to identify what are the potential issues that the organization is dealing with, developing and implementing security policies aligned with the organization and standards as per the risk assessment framework and the results that they had there. Okay, training the staff information security awareness trainings, and establishing a continuous monitoring and improvement process for the ISMS, the following the usual PDCA cycle, I would say. Okay, this is the whole approach that the person is taking. Okay, now I think this will definitely be helpful for the organization. Okay, it takes around a year for the company to get certified. Okay, and they when they have been certified, they see a 40% reduction in the security incidents immediately, because definitely it will bring down your number of security incidents if you implement it properly, if you have the subject matter expertise. Again, I would say, if you have done it hands on, only then, otherwise it won't. Okay, and people won't even see any single drop of incidents if you don't implement it properly, right? And definitely positive feedback from clients regarding the improved data protection measures. See, your clients will always be happy, guys. Whenever you have business clients who are actually having faith in your company, they are dealing with you, they are sending you the critical information, their business information, they will always be happy, they will always appreciate you going for ISO 27001. Okay, as a business, that's why many businesses go for it, right? It gives the client assurance that you are handling their data properly. That's why it's very very beneficial from a client perspective. And this is the reason why business attracts more and more clients also. This is a single reason. Okay, because they are insure in you in terms of data protection, they understand that you are taking their data seriously. Okay, and after that, definitely no regulatory fines or breaches since the certification. Okay, it will definitely reduce that and improving the market position due to the commitment to international security standards, right? Key takeaways here is, in a sensitive industry like healthcare, having an ISO 27001 certification actually helps not only achieve compliance but also win back and keep the trust of regulators and patients, right? So yeah, Gazil, would you like to take this one?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for a wonderful session, first of all. And secondly, guys, we are very happy to announce that I think you must have gotten the hint by now that Mr. Love Johar is coming out with his ISO 27001 LI training with us. It'll be starting in the first weekend of October, so we can have like an orientation session on the 6th of October, which is going to be a Sunday. And the seats are booking up really, really quickly. So if you're interested in joining, please do reach out on the contact details on the screen, and we'll be happy to set you up. There is a discount offer which is going on right now. So we'll be happy to accommodate you. We'll give you all the briefing of the training and everything. So we're capping the seats at 20 participants only so that Mr. Love Johar can collaborate with every single one of you who'll be joining us. So please, please feel free to reach out. Don't hesitate at all. Give us a call, send us a message, or send us an email. We'll be setting you up in no time. One second. Right. So my phone is already blowing up. I think you can hear in the background that everybody is sending across messages and their email addresses for the checklists and the deliverables and asking about the course details. So that's really great. Thank you so much, guys, for all your support. And we have some questions, Love, if you'd like to take them.
Definitely, definitely, more than happy, go for it.
Yeah, great. Okay. So let me just quickly pan through this. Okay. So Anand has another question. Thanks so much, Anand, for your engagement. This is awesome. So, ISO 27001, how many mandatory days required?
As I mentioned, Anand, it depends upon the company size and the scope of implementation. Normally, I have seen that a company where 80 to 100 employees are there, 30 to 3 to 4 months actually are needed. 90 to 120 days, you can say, are needed in a size of 80 to 100 people. But definitely, if you grow the size, if you grow the scope, you add the departments, you add the criticality, you add more sensitive data, it keeps on increasing. Okay, that's how it is.
All right, great. Um, okay, so Purushottam Sethi from YouTube is giving you a compliment. So he's really
Thank you.
enamored by your explanations and everything. Then we have another one from YouTube, Bittu Singh. He's saying nice one briefing. So I think everybody enjoyed the training. Then we
Thank
have
you.
Rajkumar from YouTube. He's saying how much time will it take to complete the course, the LI course, and how much will it cost? So it's 60 hours of training, as Mr. Love mentioned. And we can discuss the costing and everything. We have an exclusive discount also going on. So do reach out, Raj. You can reach out on the number on the screen, and we'll help you answer all these questions. Then there is another by Bittu. He's asking, how about job security?
Definitely, a very good question. I think you should ask these questions because it's nothing wrong in asking that. Because if somebody is doing the right thing, they are teaching you the right stuff. If they are implementing the right way, definitely they would be able to answer these questions. Somebody who has done hands-on completely on ISO 27001 as per the guidelines that we will be giving out in the course, as per the direction that we will be giving out in the course during the course duration. If you are able to do that successfully, trust me, job would not be an issue for you. Trust me, it would be a cakewalk because it will build up that confidence. You'll be able to answer the interview questions like anything, Bittu. But again, depending upon how much hard work you also put in, because it's not easy. I mentioned in the beginning also, right? It needs a lot of effort from your end as well, right? It's not a one-way path.
Right, right. Ahmad has another question. Can we freelance this work? So I think as like a third party implementer or something like that.
Yes, people go for ISO consultants also. They actually freelance this in the market nowadays. People who have done ISO 27001 LI certifications, they are implementing as a consultant. Definitely, yeah, you're completely right, Ahmed. People can freelance after implementation. But again, Ahmed, only the people who have the SME, who have the subject matter expertise, right? Who are there, who are able to understand what are the clauses, what are the controls, what are we talking about, right? Only those people, not everybody who has got the certification. I'll be completely abrupt here, and I'll be actually very, I want to actually underline this statement. Achieving the certification will not land you a job, it won't land you any freelancing work, it won't land you anything. Achieving the certification is of no use. You need to understand how to implement ISO 27001. That should be your approach, right?
Right, absolutely, absolutely. So there is Bharat from YouTube, and he's asking, Love, I'm from accounts background and have an MBA and BCom. Am I eligible for doing this course?
Definitely. I told you, Bharat, yesterday at 10 p.m., somebody called me from HR department. He was having 4 to 5 years of experience in HR. Definitely, if he can do it, you can also do it, man. It's not a rocket science, I'm telling you. But again, you would have to put in more effort because you are not from the technical domain. Definitely, your hard work will be different than the others. So, yeah, that's it. Otherwise, no one will be stopping you. Definitely.
Right. So on a technicality scale, Love, just to understand on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most technical, where would you rate this training?
One, two, three. That's it.
1, 2, 3. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome. Anand has another question. So, when final audit plan is announced and due to some reason the auditors didn't come, will that reschedule to the next day or will they ask for upcoming schedule dates?
Definitely. Very good question, Anand. So these dates are agreed in advance actually. So they give you a prior notice. They don't come just like that. Okay. 2 weeks before they actually understand the date, you give them a date, they agree on that. That's how it is. It's a discussed process already. And if because of any reason, if either you are not available or they are not available, definitely you can renegotiate the dates on that. It's not an issue.
Okay, great, great. Now, Bharti has a question. So, SOC 2 Type 2 report compensate for ISO certification?
Very good question, Bharti. I appreciate you asking this question. I was actually expecting this, somebody to ask this question to me, and definitely a lot of my students also ask this question. So this is not something new that you are asking, and somebody who is very knowledgeable can ask this question. So I actually applaud you for that, Bharti. So definitely you are in the right direction. If you are asking this question, definitely you understand somehow ISO and SOC also. Very good. So SOC 2 Type 2 report does not compensate ISO certification at all. They are entirely different things altogether. There is no similarity at all. ISO gives you a certification. SOC 2 Type 2 is an attestation report. Altogether different things. Okay. I can go on for 1 hour on this, but just to give you a basic understanding, they are not at all compensating each other. SOC 2 Type 2 is very, costly to implement. I would say 10 to 20 times costlier than ISO 27001 if you ask me. Okay. And ISO 27001 is much easier and readily available to implement than SOC 2 Type 2. Okay. And SOC 2 Type 2 auditors are also very specialized people from AICPA who can audit. And ISO 27001 lead auditors, they can easily achieve the certification which is out there. Definitely a lot of difference is there. Okay, only companies who are providing cloud services, only companies who are actually providing some critical services, I would say, in order to mention some of the banks out there who are actually dealing with very critical information, they are going for SOC 2 Type 2. Otherwise, 90% of the companies only go for ISO 27001.
Great explanation. So we have another question by Raja Shekhar. He's asking, does NIST 2.0 have any relevance to ISO 27001?
Yes, as I said already, these are frameworks. NIST is also a framework developed by the Department of Defense in United States of America, and ISO 27001 is developed by ISO organization, Global Standard Organization. Okay, and definitely there are different frameworks. They're relevant in terms of some of the controls are common, which you will implement in ISO 27001 in terms of their relevance. Otherwise, apart from the controls, the structure and all are different, because as I said, ISO talks about clauses and NIST has different stages of implementation, right? There are different approaches towards them. But yes, a company can go for NIST also. The drawback is, for NIST you won't be getting any certification, right? Because it's an open framework. For ISO 27001 you will get a proper certification from auditors, so people have more, I would say, I have seen from experience, more trust in terms of ISO 27001 implementation because of the certification bodies and all, rather than NIST. That's why most of the people go there. But yes, you can go for NIST also.
Okay, great. So Praveen from LinkedIn has a longer question. So I'm just going to directly ask it. Can't seem to be able to put it on the
It's
screen.
okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, so the question is, how is 27001 ISO 27001 different from C-risk? So he's asking, the understanding I have is ISO 27001 is eventually about risk management, understanding the organization, the scope, then understanding the asset and environment, and then risk prioritization, and then identifying the controls and implementing them. So isn't all this about risk management eventually, and safeguarding the organization and assets? And same is in any risk management approach or C risk. So I think he's trying to find a parallel between this and C risk.
One thing is, his understanding is absolutely good, Ghazal, in terms of overlapping. Yes, C risk understands, C risk overlaps the risk part of ISO 27001, but C risk does not focus on the compliance and governance part of ISO 27001. C risk will not ask you to create policies. Series will not ask you to create a governance framework from the beginning. Series will not ask you to have a management approval in place. Series is directly focused on the risk aspect of it. Okay, how you want to implement the risk assessment, risk management. His understanding is absolutely fine. But just to add to that, Series only takes care of the R part in the GRC. If you want to understand the whole picture, ISO 27001 is the only gateway right now. I'm not sure about 5 years down the line, but right now that is the only gateway.
Wow, that's a great explanation, actually. I can use
Yeah.
that, while conversing with potential clients and everybody, because this is a very good question by Praveen and a great explanation by you. So thank you so much for that. Anand has another question. So he's asking, technical and non technical, can you differentiate?
Definitely, Anand. Technical people are somebody who are already working in the IT sector, I would say. Maybe they are from a different background. They are software developers. They are working in the IT help desk systems, IT, knock teams, or, I have different people from technical domains. Non-technical people, like I already mentioned yesterday, somebody calling from HR. Today, somebody mentioning that they are from accounts background. These are non-technical people. So they need to put in more effort than the technical folks, definitely. But it's not like that it is not achievable for them. I would never say that, because if you put in the work, definitely you'll be able to crack it.
Great. Okay, so I believe we have a LinkedIn user, Prakhar. He is saying a great session. So he's happy. Thank you so much, Prakhar. Any other questions, guys? Please feel free to leave them in the comment section here. Let's wait another 30 seconds if we get
Yeah.
any more questions. Bharti is happy with the answer. She's thanking you for it. Anand is happy with the answer. He's also thanking you for the same. Raja Shekhar is also happy with the answer and he's thanking you. So I think these are about it. And if you have any more questions and if they are not striking right now, you can always write to us. The contact details are on the screen in front of you. So please feel free to reach out. Don't hesitate at all. Oh, yeah, there is another question by Imran from YouTube. He's asking, what about the final year college students for ISO 27001?
Definitely, you can go for it, Imran. That's what I say, right? People from different institutions, from different colleges have been in contact with me. And I highly encourage final year students to go for ISO 27001. Why? Because you have a platform in front of you, right? You have a platform which you can use. It will help you in your understanding of cybersecurity. Let's say a company comes for a GRC role or some other role. You can demonstrate that you're already aware of half of the things. Definitely, it's a helpful for all the final year students. I would highly encourage you all for this course.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. We are also at this moment offering a free GRC course along with your ISO 27001 lead implementer training. So this is a great time to join us and great time to get certified. So do reach out to us and we'll be offering you something special definitely. And there is another question by Anand. He's saying you will be sending the email regarding the PPT, right? Yes, Anand, we will be sending across the email. Don't worry about it. We have you covered. We have another question by one second, Alok, and he's asking, will it be helpful for someone working in SOC?
Definitely, because in SOC, as a SOC analyst, you are basically monitoring all the stuff, right, Alok? You are basically handling the day-to-day incidents, event management you are doing. You're not about the whole picture, how things are revolving around governance, risk, and compliance. You're only adding value to the 20% of it. Once you understand the whole GRC aspect, you will understand how you can add value 100%. And definitely, the SOC experience will add on to that value, Alok, which you are already having. Yeah.
Great, great. So Imran is happy with the answer. He's thanking you. And so I think any more questions, they can come directly to us and we can you can answer them later on as well. Maybe some clients can connect one on one with you as well if they need some extra clarification and help. Oh, okay, we're getting more questions. Shall I take them on?
Definitely, I'm more than happy. I'm here to stay for entire night if you want.
Awesome, awesome. So Ahmed is asking, I am from retail chain business and e-commerce, interested in understanding PCI DSS.
Definitely, PCI DSS is something we can look forward to, Ghazal. If people are actually interested in understanding PCI DSS, we can look
Right.
for a quick course on PCI DSS as well, Ahmed, for you. If you're really interested, we can look forward to that. But I would again emphasize on one important thing is here is PCI DSS against is limited to only companies who are using the credit card information and credit card transactional data, right? Why are you limiting yourself to PCI DSS? Okay, so instead of that, you should have more exposure and better exposure. You need to understand the whole gamut of GRC, and ISO 27000 will give you that. Once you have that understanding of ISO 27001, then definitely go for PCI DSS, GDPR, and HIPAA, and even all these standards then will start making sense to you. But if you directly jump on these standards, it will be difficult. If you ask me from experience, I am telling you.
Right, right. So as you mentioned before, it's a great foundation, and
Yes,
it's like
yes.
a springboard you can
I would
use to
say,
directly become.
I would
Yeah.
say, Ghazal, it is the only foundation I have seen so far in the industry. There is no
Mhm.
parallel standard. There is no parallel framework as to ISO 27001. That's why you see so much, people going for it. That's the
Right.
only reason why so many companies are certifying every day, and they are increasing day by day.
Mhm. Right, right. Absolutely, absolutely. Oh, Anand has another question. He's asking how often internal audit should be conducted.
First of all, very knowledgeable questions you are asking, Anand, and highly appreciate you asking these questions. Again, depending upon the frequency of the business changes, How many changes are there in the business? For example, are you going for a merger? Are you going for a acquisition? Okay, have you implemented a new technology in the business? What has changed? You need to look out for changes. If you see high amount of changes in the last 3 months, definitely you go for a quarterly internal audit review. If you have not seen any major change in the last 6 months, then once in a year also will work. Companies do that, but once in a year definitely you have to do internal audit. It's a part of the compliance of ISO 27001, right? Without that you can't survive. But definitely if there are changes happening, then you need to go for, once in a 2 month cycle also. It depends upon the changes again, because internal audit has to be a recursive exercise. It can't be happening only once in a blue moon, right? So I hope that helps.
Right, great. Ramshid is asking, is it going to be including a certification as well, the training by the end of it?
Definitely, Protective certification will be there. Protective will be giving you their, signatures and all. Subhashi Naha sir signature would be there. Highly reputed person.
Right, exactly. And we'll also be giving you a certificate with your CPEs as well. So continued professional education
Yeah,
points will also be mentioned. So since it's 60 hours course, so
yeah.
about 60 CPEs you'll be receiving from this.
Wow, 60 CPs. People would
That's a
actually
lot.
do.
Yeah,
Yeah, do anything for that. Yeah,
yeah, right, right.
very good, very good.
So I think, Love, this was a wonderful, wonderful session, very interactive. So thanks so much for the audience and everybody who joined us this evening. Thank you so much.
The
We
only
always value your support. Yeah,
Yeah,
please go on.
the only thing I would like to mention to whoever which watch this recording also, you need to ask questions, guys. The questions will help you to get clarity. There's no other way. That's the one thing I would say. And second thing is you need to do more and more hands-on. The more hands-on you will do, that will only help you. Okay, and for that you need a mentor. Without mentor you can't do hands-on, because you don't know which direction you are heading until and unless you make the mistakes. Okay, so you join this course for making the mistakes, because that's how only you will learn. There's no other way out there, trust me. These 5-day workshops will not help you. I've been there.
Right. Wonderfully put. Wonderfully put. So they can make all the mistakes here, and when they're actually on
Yes,
the job, they'll be like 100%
yes,
foolproof
that's
implementing
our
the.
goal. Yes,
Yeah.
that's our goal. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Absolutely. Sounds wonderful. So, guys, once again, as a refresher, Mr. Love Johar is coming out with his ISO 27001 LI training with us, with Protect Academy on, it's going to be starting from the 6th of October. So, please join us. We have limited seats left now. So, please reach out and we'd be happy to set you up and get you started in no time. So, thanks a lot, everybody, for this wonderful session. And Mr. Love, would you like to say some parting words?
No, really thankful to Subhashi Naha sir for giving me the opportunity to part of this great team. Yeah, thank you so much, sir. That's it.
All right. Thanks so much, everyone. And thank you so much, Mr. Love Johar, for taking out the time in your very busy schedule. We're grateful to have you with us and looking forward to more seminars, more webinars. So let's keep this going and looking forward to the training that is also about to start. And thanks once again, everybody who's joining us live, who's joined us live, and also who are going to be watching the recorded format. We really appreciate you and keep supporting us. We'll be happy to bring you more and more value and good quality content. So, and do share your email address to the phone number flashing on the screen for the aforementioned checklist and some other goodies, so that you can practice on your own, you can get started and join us for the training as well. Again, thank you so much, and see you in the next one.